All right, welcome back to Just Another Black Conservative. In this video, we're going to take a look at Marc Lamont Hill as he makes comments about the ceasefire agreement that's happening in between Israel and Gaza, or Israel and the Palestinians. This video, in retrospect and in context, was done 4 days ago. I did not watch it, so we're gonna watch it and we're gonna react to it and see what his perspective is. So let's get into this.
The first topic that we want to talk about today in night school is the ceasefire talks. This is important to think about, is important to talk about. Since October 7th, there have been numerous ceasefire talks. At the beginning of the genocide in Gaza, there was a commitment by Israel to not participate.
I don't like when they say genocide in Gaza because if Israel wanted to genocide Gaza, which means wiping out the entire population, they could have done it. They didn't do that. But again, I digress. Let's get back into this.
Participating in peace talks. That there would be no ceasefire. Your boy Van Jones got booed for even saying the word ceasefire. So that was one of those things that just wasn't going to happen. But over time, there have been brokered talks between Hamas, between Israel, brokered by Qatar, by Egypt, and by the United States, and they've worked out to varying degrees of nothingness. But right now, we are seeing day 3 of yet another set of ceasefire talks. These are happening in Egypt, in Sharm el-Sheikh. If you don't know Sharm el-Sheikh, you should go there. Great stuff going on in Sharm el-Sheikh if you visit Egypt. Anyway, and they're trying to not just sort of enter peace talks, but finalize the points of Donald Trump's 20-point peace plan. And if you haven't read Donald Trump's 20-point peace plan, it's a tongue twister, you absolutely should. Not because it's good, but because you need to know the exact level of absurdity that we're up against. I mean, Donald Trump wants to have a Trump-led board of peace. Trump wants to have a peace plan that doesn't involve the involvement of Palestinians. Trump wants to have a peace plan that basically does.
It's a peace plan of absurdity. Look at his eyes when he opens them up big to tell you, oh yeah, this is not good. So it's kind of funny, but let's keep watching, see how much he cooks.
Doesn't have a pathway to statehood. Trump wants to have a peace plan that gives Israel the right to have permanent dominion and control and sovereignty over historic Palestine. This is not a pathway to peace. This does not do anything to get us closer to a final status that is reasonable, fair, just, and sustainable. And so
basically, Trump's plan, he's saying, has no way it will work. There's no way it will work. It's unfair to the Palestinians, and basically, he just doesn't like it at all. So let's let him keep talking.
I don't expect much from it. And frankly, I don't believe Egypt or the United States or Qatar expects much from it. I don't believe Hamas expects anything from it. I don't think the Palestinian Authority, who's sort of watching from a distance, expects anything from it. And I know Israel doesn't expect anything from it. It seems to me that Israel is engaging in a...
So he's saying this 20-point plan that no one in that region agrees with it, wants to deal with it. It's kind of ironic he's saying that now that I'm doing this video today, October 13th, and Trump's been over to the Middle East, and Trump signed this agreement, and the parties involved have also signed this agreement. So it's kind of interesting, and the hostages in Israel have been set free. So, or the hostages that were in Palestine or in Gaza were set free. So it's just kind of ironic to listen to this in retrospect, but we'll keep watching.
a kind of exercise in futility. They want to be able to say, hey, we tried, so that when it does not work, they can say, it's not our fault. It's these recalcitrant, stubborn, violent, obstinate Arabs. That's what's going to happen. And we know that because in the midst of these peace talks, they're still killing people. At least 8 Palestinians have been killed. 61 Palestinians have been injured in Israeli attacks across Gaza in the last 24 hours. In the last 24 hours. What does that mean? It means the same thing it always means, that they talk peace. And when I say they, I'm talking specifically about Netanyahu and his cronies. But their actions suggest that they want to maintain and follow a doctrine of permanent war, and that they are entirely indifferent to the suffering, prosperity, peace, or possibility in the region. They don't care about none of that. They just want what they want, which is control over historic Palestine. And they want to ensure that they will never move forward with a legitimate peace plan. I mean, Netanyahu has said from day one that he's not going to create a Palestinian state. He has said, he's literally run for office on the platform, especially in Hebrew speeches, that he is never going to allow the Palestinian state to emerge. And then in the aftermath of October 7th, he has said, we can't.
Well, of course. I mean, people make this comparison sometimes, but if let's say Mexico decided to ultralight across the border into, let's say, Nevada and kill 1,200 people, um, what do you think the United States response would be? What do you think the response of Nevada would be? I mean, Nevada itself. Um, it wouldn't be pretty, but let's let him keep going.
So now he's using October 7th as a kind of pretext for a plan that he had long before that. And we can never forget just how devastating this thing is. I mean, 67,000, I'm saying the number again, 67,183 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since October 7th.
Again, this is a wartime situation, and people people do not understand war. I understand war because, again, if you've watched my videos, I've said this before. My dad spent 27 years in the U.S. Army, and when he would talk to us about war, he would tell us, frankly, it's not pretty. It's just not pretty, and there's no way to fight a war and make it look like there's flowers and bumblebees buzzing around and birds chirping. Um, War doesn't work that way. Um, but just let's let him talk.
67,183. Thousands more are under the rubble. I would suspect 20,000 more may be under the rubble. And we know 1,139 people were killed in Israel during the October 7th attacks, and 200 were held hostage. In addition to that, some other things are happening around the world in terms of Gaza.
Wait, he did the numbers for Israel to try to equate the two. That well, there were 60 something thousand Palestinians and there was 2,000 Israelis. So if you do the numbers in his head, then it doesn't add up. But that's not how war is. It's just not. But let's let him go.
Spain's parliament has voted in favor of an arms embargo on Israel that Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez introduced to end what he called the genocide in Gaza. That's right. Spain is being open, direct, and honest about what is happening in Gaza. That doesn't seem like breaking news or interesting news or important news. If it doesn't, it's because you don't realize how much of the world has turned a blind eye to this. In Italy, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has said that she acknowledges, I should say, that she was accused of the crime of complicity in genocide. Complicity in genocide. This was based on a complaint that was lodged in the ICC, the International Criminal Court, over.
I think in the world today we use a lot of words that used to have meaning, but we overuse the words, and then when we overuse these words, the value of them go away. And genocide is one of those words I believe that we've overused in society. And it's not just the American society, it's the world society that uses this term. Um, and um, the real power of that word has lost some of its mustard because of the overuse of it, in my opinion. But let's let him go.
Over Rome's support of Israel bombarding Gaza. This is an important thing. The crime of genocide is not just about committing genocide. It's about complicity with genocide. It's about failing to stop genocide. And so
This is the same argument that leftists always make. It's the complicity in genocide. It's not just genocide, it's the complicity in genocide. It's the same time when they were doing that whole thing where they were saying violence is silence. Remember that? Violence is silence. Um, so the leftists love to do this with terms. So, but let's let them cook.
when the ICC, the International Criminal Court, makes a decision to apply the Rome Statute, or apply, just take the Rome Statute off the table for a minute, to apply international law more generally, not just on the country committing a genocide, but on all the countries that have watched the genocide be committed, who have enabled a genocide to be committed, who have remained silent in the face of a genocide being committed. When that happens, when you and the ICC enforces that, it means there's progress. It's not enough to say, I didn't commit one. You got to do something about it. You got to speak out about it. You have to make some effort to stop it. That was what the Houthis were saying in the sea when they had the
Now he's now he, now he's taking up for the Houthis. Holy cow, this guy. Let's keep going. This is funny.
the sea blockade. They were saying, look, we're blocking ships. Yes, we're blocking the pathway, but we're blocking a pathway to prevent a genocide. It's not just that we're doing it; it's that it's our actual legal duty to stop this. Now, you can have your own question or conversation, or you can raise your own doubt about whether that was the legitimate motivation or not. But the point of the matter is, they were right. You cannot just allow genocide to happen when you have control over a situation. So we'll see that. We'll also see if these ceasefire talks go anywhere. I am not optimistic about the cease talks. I am not optimistic about the possibilities of a ceasefire. Excuse me, ceasefire talks. I'm not optimistic about any of it because, again, Netanyahu does not have a benefit in ending war. All of his power, all of his leverage comes from there being a permanent war, and so I think Netanyahu is going to do everything he can to keep it that way.
All right. We're just gonna watch that clip. We're not gonna go on with the rest of um his his diatribe. But it's kind of funny that he because it was 4 days ago, and now all this stuff that's happened today with Trump in the Middle East, it just proves that he was wrong, flat out, just wrong. Will this peace deal hold? I have no idea. I have no idea, but there is a lot of countries involved in getting it done, including the United States, including Israel, including Qatar, including Saudi Arabia, including Egypt. I mean, there is a lot of countries, a lot of Middle Eastern countries involved in getting this done. So, will it hold? I don't know. But is Marc Hill right? No, he's wrong, flat out wrong. Again, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching this. Um, if you like my content, please like, subscribe, and comment. I will see you on the next video.